Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. This letter of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani is a letter of greetings to some of his companions and some counsel that went along with it. This was sent to the Muqaddam al-Hajj al-Tayyib al-Qabab and a group of Fuqara in Fez. After praising Allah, majestic is His praise, holy are His names, and honored is His generosity and nobility. May this letter reach our beloveds, and especially one of the most honored of people to us, of pure old age and amazing states, our sincere lover and true friend, Sidi al-Hajj al-Tayyib al-Qabab, our lover and his son, Abu Abdullah Muhammad, and his children, the majestic, noble, free woman, and Muqaddama Sayyida Fatima. That goes to show that Shaykh Ahmad Tijani had female muqaddams as well. Shaykh continues, our most honored beloved, the lofty, loved, and exalted Sharif, the elderly, generous, intelligent, most beloved and notable trader, Sayyid Maulana Hashim ibn Ma'zuz, his family and children and those connected to him. Our refined lover of pure, excellent traits and correct character and aspiration, Abu Hassan Sidi al-Hajj Ali Amlas, his children Muhammad Ahmad, Muhammad Abdul Salam, and Abdul Rahman, and his mother, the majestic free woman, Fariha, and her children, our pure noble lover, Abdul Wahab al-Ashab, our beloved Abdul Qadir al-Jalandi, our beloved Ala ibn Musa, our beloved Shab al-Amjad Muhammad al-Ashab, and all his beloveds. May the peace, mercy, blessing of Allah be upon you. From your lover, Ahmad ibn Muhammad at-Tijani. To proceed. All praise is due to Allah, and His is every blessing that you are in a state of goodness and well-being. We ask Allah to grant you all satisfaction and submission to what the divine decrees have put into action, and to requite you all with the grace of Allah and His satisfaction in this world and the hereafter. And we ask Him to take you all by the hand amid every era, to crown you with the crown of the people of love, election, and nobility, and to record you in the party of the people of Eliyin, in the company of the prophets. Ameen. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Let it be in your noble knowledge that we wrote to you. Let it be in your knowledge that we wrote to you a separate counsel which we sent with our beloved Al-Arabi Al-Ashab. It contains some matters that are not in the first two that we had sent, and it contains that by which one may seek assistance in this world and hereafter. So receive it with acceptance and guard the precepts and subtleties that it comprises. Act upon what is in it, and you will be relieved of weariness of the difficult worries and afflictions of this world that you suffer. Submit the affairs to their controller, who does with them whatever he wills and chooses. And sow mercy between you. And he quotes the ayat of Allah, and support each other mutually in goodness and God consciousness, and do not support one another mutually in sin and enmity. Surah Al-Ma'idah, Ayat 2. Have certainty that you all are travelers. So the Shaykh, even when he sends a letter, when he makes a dua, it's very important to note that during the life of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani, he made dua, but he only made dua for people for two reasons. One, if he knew that a certain supplication was connected with the divine will of Allah, that's when he would make dua. Other times, if he saw that this request or something was not in line with the divine will of Allah, he would make dua for the person to make them happy. But at the same time, while he's making dua for someone, his dua, his heart will be connected to the divine will of Allah. knowing that no matter if he's making dua, what he wants from Allah is more important than what someone else is asking. But he will make dua for that person to make them happy. But if it was known that the Shaykh was making dua without a person asking, then they knew that this particular dua was something that was from Allah himself, because the Shaykh would only make dua alone when he knew that something was from the divine presence. Also, in his letters and all of the letters of the Shaykhs that we read, even if they are sent to one particular individual or certain individuals, as you see that the Shaykh named certain individuals, even when he gives them what they requested or wrote answering their particular question, he will always answer in a way that will be beneficial to all of his students. And as you see, the Shaykh is about to go into some general matters in which he is talking to the people that he is sending the letter to, but this is something also that is very beneficial to all people reading this letter. And the Shaykh continues, have certainty that you all are travelers in this world. Your family and wealth are vehicles and deposits. And one day you must inevitably return the deposits to their owner. Basically, everything that we have is a loan from Allah. And everything that's loaned to us from Allah, we will have to give them back to the rightful owner. Whether it's our wealth or our family or any of our possessions. And that's why we recite, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Verily from Allah we come, or for Allah we belong, and to him we are all returning. So the Shaykh is saying, remember that we are all travelers. And one day you must return your loans or your deposits, which is your family and wealth. So do not envy one another, nor hate one another, but be servants of Allah, brothers. If someone loves his brother for Allah, because of the latter's being a believer, then he should take him by the hand. If you love someone for the sake of Allah, then you should care for that person. For that is a profitable commerce. That's a profitable trade. That's a profitable business, is to take care of someone you love for the sake of Allah, whether it's by your tongue, dua, your heart, or something that you could help that person. The Shaykh continues, this is a profitable commerce, a lofty grade, a satisfactory path, and a pure trait. And beware of the enemy's corruptive efforts. So if someone wants to be brave, let him fight him, reject him, and refuse to obey him. So the Shaykh is saying, side note, that if you want to be a brave person, if you want to be a fighter, if you want to be someone who stands up to fight and be brave and courageous, do it against the one who you should be fighting against, which is the enemy that is trying to turn us away from Allah, the shaitan. If someone wants to be brave, let him fight him, the Shaykh says. If someone wants to be brave, then reject him. And if someone wants to be brave, then refuse to obey him. For the true bravery is the one who disobeys his unlawful desires and defeats his enemy in that arena. This is a short letter, but this last paragraph is very profound, in which it says, true bravery is standing up against our own desires and defeats the enemy in that arena. Peace be unto you. That's the end of the letter. After the letter, from the one in need of his Lord, your brother, the writer, Muhammad ibn al-Mishri, with the permission of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani. So it must be known that this is an inheritance, where the Prophet ﷺ used to have someone else, used to have Ali ibn Abu Talib, or another person write letters for him on his behalf. While the Prophet ﷺ is speaking in his presence, Ali would write the letters. And in this case, radiallahu anhu, and in this case, Shaykh Ahmad Tijani, yes, even though he could write, he would still take on this prophetic inheritance and have someone, one of his students, write for him. And the companion of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani that used to write for him mostly was this companion, Sayyidi Muhammad al-Mishri. Sayyidi Muhammad al-Mishri, inshallah, when we will get time, inshallah, in the future, we will give brief biographies of some of the main companions of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani, and one of them is Muhammad al-Mishri. He is one of the first that took his tariqah, and he is the one that Shaykh Ahmad Tijani used to pray behind before he reached the command of the Prophet ﷺ for Shaykh Ahmad Tijani to lead others. Shaykh Ahmad Tijani in his youth, before he reached his highest maqam, he preferred not to lead the salat, and he let others lead him in salat. And Sayyidi Muhammad al-Mishri was one of his students who he used to lead him in salat, and he was a known scholar from a known region in Algeria that were also scholars, Sayyidi Muhammad al-Mishri. And Muhammad al-Mishri is signing the bottom of this letter, saying that he wrote this letter with the permission of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani. And Sayyidi Muhammad al-Mishri is adding, I am adding some counsel for you from myself, he's saying in this letter. Beware that any affair or news regarding our master, Shaykh Ahmad Tijani, should frighten you. Don't let it frighten you. For he deals with each person according to his capacity for understanding and according to his level. Let each one of you ask his heart about his teacher, for he is with you just as he is in your heart. Let not this witnessing of our master in means to Allah be shaken by the haters, much less by those lovers in whom some confusion has set. The illusion should prevent us having to express it directly, and intimation removes the need for stating directly. May Allah bless our Master Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and companions, and extend them a salutation. And he continues, as for walking to the Zawiya at the time of the Wazifa, if it is easy for one to go, then he should go. If it is not easy, then he should perform his wird and Wazifa in whatever place he finds himself. And there is no blame upon him, for all of the earth is pure and a mosque. Further, remembrance has not been restricted to one place over another, or one time over another. Rather, it is unrestricted, and all praise is due to Allah. There is no specific time for it nor place. The gatherings were only inaugurated for some matters as a recommendation. So if someone can do it, then he will have his reward. If he cannot, then there is no blame upon him. Peace. Now this letter was written in 1206 Hijrah, approximately 9 years before the passing of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani, who passed away in 1215 Hijrah. This is a matter of fiqh in the tariqah about the Wazifa, which is a lengthy discourse conversation outside of this letter. But the same as in Islam, with the Sharia of the Prophet ﷺ, in the beginning there were many things that were abrogated later on. And one of the things in the tariqah, in which you have the wird of the lazim. It is called the wird of the lazim because they are the main obligatory, one of the main obligatory pillars of the tariqah. The wazifa is in the beginning of the path in the history of the tariqah. It was something that was more so recommended to do. And in the ending stages of Shaykh Ahmad Tijani's life, he became more he recommended it more serious to where it almost became obligatory in the path. So the Shaykh is saying here, this is in maybe between 6 to 9 years before Shaykh Ahmad Tijani passed away. The Wazifa was more of a recommendation, and it is still something in which is, some will say, is recommended. And the Shaykh is saying that if it's something that if you can come to the Zawi and do, then come. But if not, do it where you are, as long as you do it. But later on, one of the requirements of the Wazifa, not requirements, but one of the things that is most recommended is to do it in Jama'ah. As we read in the letters of his Khulafa, and also Shaykh Ibrahim Niyas, he speaks about one of the preconditions of the Wazifa is doing it in Jama'ah. That is the end of this letter. Inshallah, we will continue. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.